My name is Terry Purser. I'm 34 years old. There's no space for your kids on the New Year cruise, my brother told me. No hello, no explanation, just that, dropped like a stone in my kitchen. His son chimed in from the background, voice smug and practiced. The tickets are $3,200 each, so enjoy New Year's at home. I stared at the drywall like it might suddenly provide wisdom. I know, kid, I said, keeping my voice light because my children were coloring at the table nearby. I paid for every single ticket. They laughed. My brother Mason exhaled into the phone. We voted. Adults only this year. Vibe is better without kids. They're not toddlers, Mason, I said quietly. They're 7 and 9. Out of the corner of my eye, my daughter lifted a drawing of a cruise ship, glitter still drying. Mom, look! I made our boat! My chest tightened painfully. Look, Terry, Mason continued, bored. The ship's full. Nothing we can do. You can still send Mom and Dad, though. Don't be selfish. My name is Terry Purser. I'm 34. A podcast host who spends most days interviewing people about boundaries, burnout, and the invisible damage done by always being the responsible one. And in my own family, I am exactly that, the responsible one, which is a nice way of saying the one with the card on file. New Year's was supposed to be perfect. A family cruise. Fireworks reflected on the ocean. Grandparents hugging grandkids at midnight. I had planned it as a surprise for my parents' 35th anniversary. 12 tickets. 2 adjoining cabins for me, my boyfriend Noah, and our kids. Balcony rooms for everyone else. Airport transfers. Drink packages. Wi-Fi. All under one umbrella booking. Mine. I walked into the hallway, gripping the phone, breath uneven. I've interviewed hundreds of people about learning to say no, about toxic roles, about families that drain you dry. Funny how all that wisdom evaporates when it's your family telling your kids they don't count. Text me the new cabin list, I said, and send the receipt for whatever you changed. Silence. 10 seconds, 20. Then, not a text, a notification from the family group chat. A photo of matching t-shirts laid neatly on a bed. Bold letters. Ship happens. My parents commented with heart emojis. My sister Ivy wrote, can't wait, adults deserve fun. Then Mason again. We'll post pics, no hard feelings. You can do something kid-friendly at home. I stared at my screen. Noah walked over, sensing my breathing change. What's going on? He asked. I showed him. His jaw tightened. Don't respond yet, he murmured. Just breathe. So I did, and then I did what experience had taught me to do. I opened my email and pulled up the original cruise confirmation receipts. If there's a lesson I have learned as the family reliable one, it's this. Keep every receipt, every message, every promise. Because this, all of this, didn't start with a cruise. It started with 1,000 small yeses that seemed harmless. Yes, I'll cover the utilities. Yes, you can join my streaming account. Yes, I'll book the Airbnb and you'll pay me later. Later rarely came, or came wrapped in excuses. A 2 a.m. transfer. $40. You're the best. 3 weeks after a $600 weekend. A shrug. A promise. Another shrug. When my podcast started taking off, the family narrative shifted. Now I wasn't just doing well, I had an obligation. Mason said it loudly. Ivy repeated it sweetly. My parents accepted it quietly. Last winter, their car died. I bought them a reliable used one as a gift. As we walked out of the dealership, Noah said gently, make sure they know it's a gift, not access. I tried. I handed over the keys in the lot. Mom cried. Dad said, we'll pay you back after taxes. Mason laughed. Or Terry can write it off. She's Miss Podcast. I smiled. Because that's my role, the calm one, the steady one, the one who doesn't raise her voice. So organizing this cruise felt like something good I could steer, a reset, a memory for my kids to treasure. I booked everything early, midship cabins so Mom wouldn't get seasick, drink package because Dad loves comparing sparkling wines, Wi-Fi for Ivy because she cannot be off-grid, and everything attached to one master booking. Mine. For months, the group chat buzzed. Countdowns, outfit ideas, cruise hacks Ivy didn't read, Dad asking about formal night, Mason asking about casinos. My kids picked their New Year outfits. My daughter chose glitter sneakers. My son chose a tie, like Grandpa on important days. It felt right, until the asks started. Can we have a balcony? Ivy says we should match. Can we link our cabin to Mom and Dad's? Can you upgrade this? Swap that? Every request, another swipe of my card. Peacekeeper tax, I told myself. Then a week before departure, I saw it. The primary guest on some cabins had been changed. From me to Mason, My stomach dropped. I called the cruise line. The agent explained gently that anyone listed as a lead guest on a linked booking could make changes. Even remove people, even minors. Even if I paid for it? I asked. Yes, ma'am, she replied. Our system looks at the listed primary guest, not the cardholder. My pulse thundered. I reset passwords, changed pins, relisted myself on every cabin. Then I texted Mason. Stop changing the booking. Ask me first. He replied with a laughing emoji. Control freak much. 2 days later, it happened again. I received an email saying my 2 children had been removed due to capacity limits. I called immediately. After 20 minutes on hold, a supervisor came on. Ma'am, those minors were transferred to another sailing. I froze. They're my children. A pause. Typing. Do you want the booking locked with a voice authorization code? I swallowed hard. Yes, please. One more thing, she added gently. Your brother attempted to add a third adult to his cabin. That would only fit if minors were moved. There it was. They didn't run out of room. They removed my kids to add another adult and still expected me to fund all of it. Add no one, I said, voice shaking. Lock it. That night, Noah and I sat at the kitchen table after the kids went to bed. He looked at me softly. You know what this is about? I nodded. I just hate that it's happening around something I wanted for our kids. You wanted a memory, Noah said. They want a sponsor. And he was right. I looked at my laptop, at the folder I'd just created. Cruise, paper trail. Screenshots, receipts, emails, voice code confirmation. Not because I wanted a fight, but because I was tired of being told that I was the one misremembering. I thought the worst part was hearing my kids erase like they were obstacles. I was wrong. The real explosion hadn't even started yet. And of course, it would start in the place where all modern family wars begin. The group chat. The group chat exploded at 6:12 p.m. I had barely set my phone down after locking the cruise booking when the notifications started flying in, booming, overlapping, stacking like dominoes tipped by someone who wanted a spectacle. Ivy. So what's all this drama? Mason said you're having a meltdown. Mom. Sweetheart, we didn't want to overwhelm you. Cruises are crowded for kids. Dad, everything will be fine. Just be reasonable. Sensible. Reasonable. Calm. Those are the words my family uses when they want me to shut up and pay. I inhaled slowly. Then I opened the folder on my laptop. Cruise. Paper trail. If they wanted reasonable, I would give them documented reasonable. I started dropping screenshots into the chat. The invoices. My name on every total. The receipt list. Every cabin, every upgrade, every Wi-Fi package. Paid by me. The call logs. 10 calls to the cruise line. The supervisor's note. Unauthorized changes to minor guests reversed. Booking locked with voice authorization. The typing bubbles went wild. Ivy. OMG, are you being serious right now? Mom. We didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Dad. Don't embarrass the family. Mason. Jesus, we were trying to vibe. You're making it weird. Something inside me, something I'd kept quiet for years, finally snapped. But not in the dramatic, screaming way they always accuse me of. My snap was calm, cold, surgical. I typed, here's the situation. I booked this trip for our family. Plural. I paid for every cabin, every add-on, every change. If you want an adults-only vacation, book your own. I'm taking my kids on the cruise I paid for. Silence. Complete eerie silence in the chat. If group chats could hold their breath, mine did. Then, one by one, Ivy. You're overreacting. There's no need to be dramatic. Mason. You're not canceling anything. Everyone's packed. We already posted, so don't make this a thing. He sent a voice message. His calm voice, the one he uses right before insulting someone. Stop being weird. We're already at the Port Hotel. Don't embarrass the family tomorrow. Noah leaned over my shoulder, heard the message, and muttered, he sounds like a debt collector who lost his calculator. I couldn't help a small laugh, just enough to remind me I wasn't crazy. I typed, I'm not canceling anything. I'm restoring the original guest list. My kids stay. If anyone tries to remove them again, I'll remove whoever made the change from the booking entirely. Ivy, you can't do that. I can. Lead guest. Card on file. Voice authorization. Try me. Dad finally chimed in. Dad, be reasonable. Being reasonable is what got me here. I typed, new rule. I'm done paying for events where my kids aren't welcome. Mason hit back immediately. Mason, this is why we never ask you for anything. That one made me laugh, because it was a lie so bold it didn't even sting. So I dropped the final screenshot. My 3-year spreadsheet of loans, borrows, and late payments. Names blurred, amounts very visible. Mason. Oh, wow. Podcast girl made a spreadsheet. Adult woman can do math. Congrats. Glad you can read it, I replied. After that, Mason went quiet. Ivy pretended nothing was happening, sharing a reel about packing cubes. Mom softened. We didn't mean it that way. Dad asked about formal night. I closed my laptop and exhaled. Noah kissed my temple. You okay? Not really, I whispered. But I'm done letting them decide what I owe them. Embarkation morning. The morning felt like a childhood road trip. Too early, coffee too hot, kids vibrating with excitement. My daughter wore her glitter sneakers. My son counted shuttle buses. Noah hummed softly, steadying us all. When we reached the port, the ship towered above us like a floating skyscraper. My kids gasped, "It's huge!" We took a selfie, our first real family moment in days. As we walked toward the terminal, I spotted Ivy first. Huge hat, perfect outfit, 2 rolling bags, influencer mode activated. She saw us blink confusion, a flicker of annoyance. Then she turned sharply. My parents stood beside her in matching windbreakers. And Mason, jaw clenched, arms crossed, his teenage son filming like a documentary crew. He stepped forward. So you're really doing this? We're boarding the cruise I paid for, I said. He smirked. We'll see. We didn't engage. Security scanned our passports. The agent smiled at my daughter's glitter brush. You excited? You're gonna have fun. Behind us? Chaos. Sir, this cabin doesn't allow 3 adults. But my sister changed it. No completed check-in for your 3rd guest. At the final checkpoint, a supervisor waved us over. Ms. Purser, we spoke on the phone. Everything's ready. No changes without your voice code. Thank you, I said, and meant it. Inside our adjoining cabins, towel animals waited on the beds. The kids squealed. My heart softened. Then my phone lit up. Mason, call me now. Why did my cabin number change? Ivy. Guest services says we have to stand in line? Mom, what is happening? I typed, try guest services. He sent a photo, a massive line. Ivy fanning herself. Dad shaking papers. Mom overwhelmed. Mason livid. Mason, they split us up. Fix this. I didn't split anyone. I restored the original booking. You stranded your own family, Mason raged. No, I kept the original plan. You tried to change the guest list. We stepped onto the open deck as the ship horn blasted. Music thumped, streamers flew, the port shrank behind us. Down below on the pier, my family stood together, angry, gesturing, filming. My daughter waved excitedly. I raised a calm hand. Mason shouted something unheard. Ivy threw her hands up. Dad glared. Mom cried. The nephew filmed. Noah asked gently, "Do you want to go talk to them?" I looked at our kids, their joy, their innocence, and felt peace wash over me like warm light. No, I said, I don't. I put my phone on airplane mode and let the ocean carry us forward. The first morning on the ship felt unreal, like stepping into a version of my life where stress didn't sit on my chest like a brick. The kids woke up giddy, bouncing between the cabins, exploring every drawer, every light switch, every towel animal. Noah handed me a cup of coffee and kissed the top of my head. You look lighter, he murmured. I feel untouched, I said. Not by guilt. Not by obligation, not by someone else's emergency. Just me, a life without managing everyone else. We spent the day exploring the ship. The kids discovered the soft-serve machine, which immediately became their new religion. Noah tried every lemonade flavor at the buffet. I took pictures of them laughing, jumping, spinning, being kids. For once, I wasn't checking my bank app while pretending to enjoy the moment. I wasn't bracing for a family comment. I wasn't waiting for a "Terry, can you just pay for" request. I was simply present. That was new and addictive. Every time I glanced at my phone, I saw notifications stacked up like fallen dominoes. Texts, missed calls, DMs, group chat messages. But my phone stayed in airplane mode. That too felt new and powerful. The system tries again. On the 3rd day, a message from the ship appeared on our cabin phone. Ms. Purser, this is guest services. We need to inform you that additional attempts were made to alter the minor assignments on your booking. The system blocked them. Only you can authorize changes. I pressed the receiver to my forehead. Thank you, I said. Please keep the lock in place. My kids were in the corner trying to stack cookies into a tower. Noah gave me a look. They tried again? He asked. I nodded. No surprise, he sighed. You set a boundary. They're testing the fence. I shook my head slowly. No. They're testing the old version of me, the one who couldn't stand to disappoint anyone. He came over, wrapped an arm around my waist. She's gone, he said softly, and I like this new one. For the first time since the whole disaster began, I believed him. Real vacation, real peace. By day 4, I felt something unfamiliar. Quiet inside. Not empty, but settled. We sat through a dive show that made the kids gasp and clutch each other. We watched the ocean fade from teal to ink at night. My daughter insisted on glitter sneakers every day, even when they didn't match her outfit. Noah napped with my son curled on his chest. I breathed. I existed. And I realized my family's chaos always felt like the price of admission. I thought I had to earn my place by fixing everything, smoothing every wrinkle, paying every bill. But here, on this ship, I saw the truth. I never had a place. I only had a function. And the moment I stopped functioning the way they wanted, I became disposable. Just like my kids. That clarity didn't hurt as much as I expected. It felt like release. What comes after? One night, after the kids fell asleep watching a movie, Noah and I sat on the balcony wrapped in a blanket. The moon made a glitter path on the water. "You've been quiet," he said. "I'm thinking about what happens after we get home," I whispered. "Okay," he said calmly. "Let's talk about it." I took a long breath. "I know what I want," I said, "but I don't know if I'm ready for the fallout." He nodded. "I've got you. Whatever you choose." I looked at the sleeping kids inside the room. My family keeps saying I'm dramatic or unreasonable, but the only people who pay for their decisions are us, you, me, our kids. And that's why things have to change, Noah said gently. So right there, under a blanket on a moving ship, we made the list we should have made years ago. The boundary list. We don't fund events where our kids aren't welcome, non-negotiable. We don't pay for last-minute emergencies that come from poor planning. We don't send money without a clear agreement, and no more "we'll pay you Friday." We don't attend gatherings that expect us to fix chaos we didn't create. If anyone disrespects our kids, even once, they lose access to us. No second chances. We don't explain our boundaries. We state them. Once. Holidays rotate. We no longer carry the full emotional and financial load. When we finished, Noah lifted the blanket slightly, kissed my forehead. "This is the life we're choosing," he said. I nodded, "and it's finally ours." New Year's Eve on the deck. On New Year's Eve, the deck was packed with kids in paper hats, sparkly confetti, cheap plastic glasses, and a DJ who thought volume was a personality trait. My children ran laps with other kids, laughing breathlessly. Noah handed me a mocktail with a tiny umbrella. "Happy almost New Year." I looked around at the ocean, the lights, the safe bubble of peace around my kids. There was no drama, no firefighting, no one needing me to fix, pay, or explain anything. Just joy. Just my family, my real family, the one I was building intentionally. As midnight approached, the DJ counted down. 3, 2, 1. Fireworks erupted over the water. Noah pulled me close. The kids squealed with delight, and I silently toasted the darkness beyond the ship. No more paying to be disrespected. No more silence to keep the peace. No more shrinking to fit someone else's comfort. This was my new year, my real reset. Maybe someday my family would understand. Maybe they wouldn't. But I finally understood myself, and that was enough.